Shadowcoast here, and welcome to another episode of GreedFall. In this one, we're going to cover the quest Lost in Action, one of Kurt's companion quests. You can run this quest after you run a few side missions in New Serene. It comes pretty quickly after, so let's go kick it off by talking to Kurt.
I'm listening.
So he's going to talk about a young recruit that he brought in named Rainer, who was assigned a tier for D. And he wants to go track him down, see how he's doing. Now, on this one, I recommend bringing Vasco, just because he does sympathize with Kurt along the mission. And so they clearly have some camaraderie going, so it's nice to have those two. So we picked up the quest, Missing in Action. I think I said Lost in Action. It is called Missing in Action. I apologize. We are going to find the young recruit at the barracks. So let us go run over to the barracks. Now, in New Serene, or really wherever, whenever it gets dark, you do run the risk of getting waylaid by bandits. So always keep an eye out and be ready for a fight. And here we go, heading over to the barracks. So you can see here. This guy. Oh wait, that's Kurt. We don't want to kill Kurt. So we made short work of these guys. They're pretty easy. Easy experience and gold and loot. One thing, guys, a plug for another video I posted. I do have Kurt wearing the Major's gear. So you can see here he has 3 pieces of Major's gear. This comes from the first optional monster boss, Vidag Vidima. I believe that's how you say it. So check out that video and also see how we can obtain a helmet.
Good day,
as well as a flame bridge two-handed. It's a great
soldiers,
gear set for Kurt or yourself if you are going kind of that heavier tank-like character. So check it out. Anyways, we enter the barracks and we are presented with some recruits. So we're going to invoke the subject of Rainer, and we find out that he has passed away, and they believe that he drank too much and fell into the water and drowned. So off the bat, that doesn't really jive with Kurt. We're going to go talk to Manfred and understand what happened to recruit Rainer. And so he outlines that he drowned, and then says the body is downstairs. Now, Kurt thinks this sounds fishy. So, of course, if Kurt thinks this sounds fishy, we're going to go investigate and make sure that Rainer did indeed drown, and it is what it seems. Now, one thing I recommend is I have the elegant tricorn hat, which I got from the lockpicking level 3 right outside of Desarte's residence in New Serene. We're going to throw in the Discoverer's hat, which gives us +1 intuition, just in case it has any impact. I don't think it does on any of these missions, but we will see. As always, I do have a cape equipped, and on this character, just so you guys can see, I have 3 lockpicking, so no charisma. So this is basically base level charisma, so you guys have that for reference. So this guy, we're going to ask about Rainer's death, and he's going to say that he drowned. We get some background information. We pry some more. Basically, we have to see the body, and he doesn't want to allow it. So we have 2 options. We can threaten him. If you threaten him, you get -1 reputation with the Bridge Alliance. So if you don't have this, insist will be, I believe, a 50% modifier without intuition. Because we have our hat, we get +1 intuition, bringing it up to 75. And you're going to see here, we are successful using intuition. If not, threatening him will get you through the door. However, you do have -1. Now you can go look at those 2 bodies. Basically, they confirm he's not Rainer. Rainer's right in front of you. I'm not sure what happens if you have science level 2. I don't have science on any of my characters. If you do, please post. Let me know what that reveals. We're going to examine, and we basically conclude that we need to find the doctor's notes to confirm and see if we have any more insight. So the doctor's notes are actually conveniently sitting right here. And reading this note is very clear that Raynor did not die from drowning, but instead was beaten to death, which is really important to note. So we find evidence that the mortician has been lying. So we are going to confront him and see what we can gain. So we show him his own notes.
I saw him. I began my... The men... Who were... I have no idea. What color? None.
So basically 2 men brought him in. I keep doing that, sorry. And that's all I can tell us, because he's pretty scared.
Thank you, Vasco.
So we're going to go back to Manfred, see if Manfred has any information on
Hello, Your Excellency.
where was Raynor, what's going on,
We have a left.
and all we can gain is that Raynor and his assignment was scratched out. So we don't know where he was. We know that he was reassigned.
Thank you.
So we basically have to decide here to take a few different routes.
Even if the lieutenants weren't stationed at these barracks, someone here must know where Raynor was assigned.
We should also go and check the tavern.
So you have 3 options here. We can question the lieutenants, which are in the barracks, or we can go investigate the tavern. I'm going to elect to investigate the tavern. You can talk to the lieutenants. You're not going to get a lot of information. So actually, let's go do that right now. We're going to run up the stairs and talk to the lieutenants and see if this works. I haven't actually tried this method yet. They are over here somewhere. There's another door. Where's this other door? So we're going to talk to the 6th Regiment.
Excellent. What's your pleasure?
So we're going to ask for identification. He's in the 6th Company.
So where are you?
We operate, but don't worry. We avoid all. Anything else?
We're investigating. Do you know anything about...
Sorry, Your Excellency.
That's...
So he is useless. Also, so you guys know while we're at it, there is lockpicking level 1. We'll reveal that in another episode. And the 8th Regiment is through this door.
Lieutenant.
Excellent. Can I help you?
What company?
The 8th Excellency.
Where are you?
Ask for me. We have quite and believe me, Excellency.
We are investigating. Do you know anything?
No, sorry. That name. As a matter of fact.
Alright, so we're going to let Kurt speak.
The lad that we're talking about, someone pretend you more than...
My condol. I don't really... And I know that it...
What happens in the guard concerns...
Is that all I can tell you? Other youths. I don't know where they've... That's all I can tell you.
Alright, so they didn't give us a lot of information there. My recommendation is before you go talk to the 11th Regiment, I highly recommend that you actually go to the tavern. So we're going to go to the tavern, which is outside and around. You're going to see why. Now in the tavern, there are 3 characters you can talk to. There are 2 officers. So there's an officer to the right. He doesn't give you any information, and there's an officer to the left who's also useless. But this recruit, you can actually butter him up with some beer. So you can go through the talking points. He clearly knows something, but he's very resistant to tell us. So we conclude that if we buy him a drink, that'll help. Now you can talk to the bartender and ask him about Raynor, but he basically says that he sees way too many people and has no idea. So we're going to ply this young recruit with a drink, and he basically gives us some information.
Where can we find the barrel? Thank you.
So he basically reveals that we need to go talk to the 11th Regiment commander. Now, if we directly talk to the 11th, or excuse me, lieutenant of the 11th Regiment, if you go directly to the 11th Regiment, I don't know if he cracks depending what gear you have on and your intuition and charisma levels, but this is kind of a guaranteed route if you talk to the recruit. Now instead of going upstairs, you can go directly to the recruit and then directly to the 11th Regiment officer. So if time is a factor for you in the game, then I recommend going that route. So we're gonna
You're
ask about
concerned-
Raynor.
Let's be perfect. And as the acting, so just stop.
You know what?
I'm concerned.
If you
So
absolutely believe
he
Prince
does
in
reveal
soldiers
that
means
he
that one thing's
believes
finally
there's
to
some
finally.
sort of
Sort of,
phantom
where
regiment
can we find
I've known
that
of this
Raynor was
roughly
recruited
1 years
into.
before.
So the
I've told you
Phantom
every go and
Regiment
see the
takes the best of the best, but it's kind
you
of
told
weird
us?
because we don't know what they're doing and they could be pulling shady stuff. So he recommends that we find information on the Phantom Regiment, which we can from the 6th, actually. So if we go over here, running back upstairs, back over here, we can talk to the 6th
Good day,
Regiment.
Lex.
What's your play?
So he already
about
refused to
what?
tell us anything else. Now, we have some options here. You can do a charisma check, you can bribe him, or allow Kirk to speak.
Are you
So
certain
let's
you
see what
absolutely
Kirk
Raynor
does.
was killed thanks to my friends. So now, trust me.
But-
Now.
On that occasion, our marching orders were
So
kept
if you
secret
let
until the
Kurt
last minute.
speak,
We
we
were asked to
lose one
remove our
reputation with
regiment
the
and
Coin
of
Guard.
I've no
That's
fear.
basically
attack.
kind of the forced
Marvelous.
hands
I know.
option.
The regiment
If
is
you
made
pass the
training. I know that they
charisma
said
check,
I'd be a
or
lot-
if
Thank
you
you.
get,
This story is making me sick.
um,
I'm sorry.
if
Kurt.
you have the
This isn't
gold,
what
you
you
can
do
avoid that
real
-1 with the
Outright
Coin
claim that
Guard.
he's aware it wouldn't be.
What do you wish?
I'm gonna find the location, and when I know, if you were of
Let me know when you.
you can count on.
So Kurt +3 reputation, we get to nice and we finish mission in action. And then you have to wait and run some other side quests, and then Kurt will kind of flag you to talk again when he finds more information about the Phantom Regiment. Hopefully this was helpful, guys. Trying to outline the different paths you can complete missions. I can't catch them all, so please post. And please throw me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate the support. Shadowcoast out.